Alright.
Alright. So, yun na nga. Onyx PH still banning dito, Natalia. Meanwhile, Blacklist International will be removing the link. So, anong sa tingin nyo dito yung ano? I mean, Oh My Venus have a very good performance in regards with the Sicilian. Pero, hindi kasi worth iba ng isang Sicilian eh, no? Parang, technicality-wise, hindi siya, ano, I mean, marami kang pwedeng ilagay doon on specific, role. And, interesting, open na pala ngayon yung pinakabagong hero natin dito ha. It's the Popol and Koopa. What do you think about this, Prof B?
Good ban para sa Blacklist International. Isa sa mag-micro ang Onyx PH in terms of positioning. So, aasahan na natin agad na kailangan tanggalin na yung mga yung tawag dito long range type hero plus the positioning kasi paano mo tatalunin yung dalawang hero na nasa harap mo mismo. Meron dyan si Cuba. Bago mo saluhin dun si Popo, kailangan mo muna daanan yung doggy wops niya, which is mahirap para sa side ng Blacklist International.
Gusto ko yung doggy wops ha, pero going back dito sa Blacklist International, they were picking, etong Tamos na papansin ko sa mga ibang teams din, medyo priority pick nila to. Kumbaga, yung meta natin ngayon is how strong your offlaner is. Kasi lagi tayong naiiwan into the 1-3-1 rotation. So yung yung top and bottom lane natin, which is most of the time is solo, is something na mga hero na pipiliin mo na kayang mag-sustain ng matagal up until dumating yung kakampi nila during the rotations. Dito, Claude, on week number 4 isa to sa marksman na may pinakamagandang win rate. Nomad, what do you think dito sa pick ngayon ng Blacklist International?
Gusto ko sana sabihing Claude wins games, kaso gusto ko pa makita yung kung ano yung 4th and 5th pick ng Onyx PH. I mean, malaking bagay na may Kaja na pinick up yung Onyx PH para mahuli si Claude if ever mag-BMI siya papasok. Pero I don't think the Claude on its own would be effective. Thumbs is a great pickup sa offlane kasi pagdating sa team fights, ang laki ng sustain niya, lalo na pag nag-Quadrant Inferno siya. Physical damage all throughout, kayang-kaya niyang i-bulldoze yung lineup ng Onyx PH pag nagkaroon siya ng opportunity may pag 1v1.
Kumbaga parang may part na mamamain niya na lang pagka dahil sa damage potential. Prof B, gusto ko lang tanungin about this. Dito sa hero ng Onyx PH, medyo squishy yung lineup nila dito. Pero Blacklist International, would you think gagawin pa rin nila yung 4 mask na ginagawa nila na pina-funnel lahat kay Aqua, yung gold. Then, iniiwanan nila, Riddler na alala ko, nag-support emblem siya on the Claw. The first ko na nakita on the MPL, correct me if I'm wrong, pero would you think that would be the same tactic? Or medyo may iniba sila dito dahil hindi naging maganda yung outcome nila against Sunsparks?
Possible the same. Ang pinaka lang dyan is kailangan lang i-hold ng Blacklist International talaga yung Torre nila para mas ma-maximize ng Claude yung emblem niya para makaikot siya in terms of the jungle plus the laning. Ang pinaka dito is ang Onyx PH kasi, look at the Pharsa pick kasi, yan yung hindi mo mababasag yung Torre nila eh. Babaw niya using the Feather Earth Strike para lang ma-clear yung wave. Good clear potential tong Onyx PH, Kaja, tsaka Pharsa, automatic every skill tapos agad. So iniiwasan lang nila na ma-push and counter go ang Onyx PH.
All else fail sa sinasabi mo rito is they have a very good clear in terms of Pharsa. Minion wave, madali nila ma-clear up until mag-online doon yung carry. And most likely, this is gonna be a wise hero. Nomad, medyo hindi tayo nakakita ng Kagura for the past weeks natin. Blacklist International, going back into meta, nasabi natin Esmeralda medyo nagbabalik sa meta natin on the previous week, even sa mga pro players na naglalaro. What your insight about dito sa Kagura? Medyo pasok ba siya sa nakikita mong lineup?
Semi-pasok, I guess. Kasi pwedeng pumasok si Kagura in the backlines gamit yung Rashu Umbrella Flea. Pagkapasok niya yun, go for the Yin Yang Overturn. And yung primary target lang naman na kailangan nila alalahanin dito is si Pharsa kapag nag-Feathered Airstrike na siya, or si Kari kapag nag-free hit siya sa backline. So yun yung trabaho ni Kagura dito. Na yun, kailangan makontra nila si Esmeralda once na nag-Falling Star Moon siya. So may sense na i-pick up nila si Kagura.
Exactly.
Pero at the same time, Hellcurt eh.
I'm sorry. I think the Kagura dito is like a utility hero since Edward might be using this one. Pero it's gonna be a quick one dito sa predictions natin. I'll start with you, Nomad. Nakita mo na yung lineup. Onyx PH, Blacklist International. Who would you pick dito on the very first game?
Medyo mahirap pumili para sa akin, pero I think pupusuan ko yung Blacklist dito.
Blacklist International. Prof B, ikaw, kamusta naman sa'yo ang lineup ng dalawang team na to?
I'll go for Onyx PH. Yung team composition na merong early, merong mid up until to the late game. So sobrang balance na sa tingin ko once na makuha ng Onyx PH yung ganong step, maaaring manalo ang Onyx PH against Blacklist sa game 1.
So maraming pros and cons dito yung ating mga panel, Nomad and Prof B. Pero ano nga kaya ang iniisip? Split din kaya ang decision ng ating mga caster dahil malupit yung tandem natin ngayon. Baymax and Midnight, take it away.
Thank you very much sa ating panel host, Kira Blue Line. Siyempre, sa ating bigote tandem yan, Kira Nomad and Prof B, di ba? Yan, siyempre kami magiging casters niya para sa laban na to. I am the Felly Gaming Companion, Baymax, at kasama ko dito, wala lang iba, Midnight.
Hello guys, and alam mo, Baymax, grabe yung grabe yung dinadala ng Blacklist International dito We are gonna be surprised with the Kagura pick. And alam mo, sa totoo lang, gusto kong makita kung paano gagamitin, kung paano i-utilize ni Edward yung Kagura dito. Kasi, pinag-uusapan natin kanina, I actually called the Esmeralda pick for Onyx PH. Sobrang danon para sa kanilang lineup. Unfortunately, nakita ng Blacklist International na pwede nilang i-disrupt yung yung tempo ng Onyx PH dito. I really like the Kagura against the Kaja and even the Esmeralda. Kahit pa hindi pa nila nakikita Esmeralda. Kasi may idea na sila And paired up with a Hellcurt, hindi pwedeng basta-basta kantiin ng Onyx PH because of the silence and at the same time yung burst damage. Nakakatakot to be honest yung lineup ng Blacklist International.
Yes, no, yun din talaga ang isa sa kinagandahan ng skill setup ng isang Hellcourt, yung silence. Yun yung isa sa mga magiging dahilan feeling ko dito Kuya Midnight na masisira yung combo. Kung tawagin na natin yung combo, yung boost ng skill dito ng Onyx PH.
Ang ganda kasi ng follow-up ng Blacklist International. Even if may mahuli yung Onyx PH, yung follow-up, yung jump Blacklist International, sobrang nakakatakot pa rin. Just imagine the Kaja needing to find his proper target, tapos biglang may tatalo na Hellcurt. Blacklist International, they do have a fighting chance here in this game against Onyx PH.
Yes, tama ka naman dyan, Kuya. Pero ngayon, let us go into the land of dawn. It is Onyx PH versus Blacklist International. And yan, siguro ngayon makikita na natin how would they utilize this kind of lineup coming from Blacklist International.
Surprisingly, si Wise pa rin yung carry dito on the side of Onyx PH, even though they have the Esmeralda side lane. So, nagpalit sila ng role. Wise will be playing the hyper carry and the Yak naman will be using the mage on the Esmeralda. On the side of Blacklist again, pinag-uusapan natin kanina yung Kagura. It's on the hands of Edward. Typical na support mage, pero ito ibang klase Kagura. Kasi ito yung mage na hindi na natin nakikita. Well, nababan, pero hindi talaga natin madalas nakikita yan. Ngayon, sila ang makakakuha. I think first time na magagamit na mage support Kagura dito, no? I'm not really sure, pero surprising lang kasi hindi ito talaga yung typical mage support na nakikita natin. Yung Selena kasi naban kanina on the side of Onyx PH, which is actually a good call from them kasi counter din si Selena against heroes on the side of Onyx PH.
Yes, tama man dyan. Talagang halata namang pinag-isipan maigi, kung ano yung mga gagamitin nila rito. And kung titignan natin ngayon, Kuya Midnight, medyo nakakalamang yung Onyx PH natin dito in terms of yung pagkuha ng kanilang mga jungle camps kasi medyo mas mabilis sila. And that, yan na nga. Kaso mo pala, actually, ang nakakuha ng first blood dito is yung Blacklist International.
Again, ito yung ito yung labang ng Blacklist International. Yung jump with the claws, with the Kagura, and with the Kufra. Ito yung big line nila yung Onyx PH. Look at the heroes of Onyx dito. They really depend on their positioning. The Cho, the Farsa, the Kaja, the Kari. Actually, lahat sila. Literal lahat sila. Nakadepende sa positioning. And kung may ganitong classic lineup ka on the side of Blacklist International na kayang biglain Onyx PH, suddenly tinatanggal mo yung aggression ng Onyx kasi kailangan nila isipin yung pwestuhan nila Nakita natin kanina si Oh My Venus, nag-step out lang ng konti, tinalo ng kagad ng Flood tsaka ng Kufra.
Tama ka nga dyan, Kuya Midnight. Pero ngayon, tignan mo naman, yung pinag-usapan kanina ng mga panelists natin na both of these teams talaga namang napakaganda ng pag-rotate sa mapa. Makikita natin, pareho sila ngayon na nakakuha ng outer lane turrets natin dito sa baba at sa taas nila.
There you go. Revenge Judgment first on the side of Onyx PH. Nakakuha sila dito ng isang Hellcurt pero kakatahan pabalik ako with the BMI. He was able to take down the Kaja pero ito lalaban pa rin ng Onyx PH. Hindi pa tapos yung teamfight pero lumalaban din yung Kagura. The control is there.
Ito na.
The Yin Yang overtakes teamfight here for Blacklist International.
The damage of Onyx PH is not enough para makalamang sila doon sa current na team fight. Wise kasi dito, alam naman natin, Carry, hindi siya early game power spike. No, medyo mid-game pa siya maaasahan dito compared dito sa Claude natin na once magkaroon siya ng 10 stack ng Art of Thievery, talaga naman pwede na siya ipangbakbakan.
Actually, majority nga ng majority ng damage ng Onyx PH galing pa kay may Venus eh. Kaya nakita natin ang bilis lang patayin ng Blacklist International yung mga heroes ng side ng Onyx. So kailangan mag-ingat ng Onyx dito. They need to find farm first. Kailangan ma-establish nila yung network lead against Blacklist International. Kaso nakakatakot dito, parating pa lang yung pinaka malakas na timing ng Blacklist. Once na mag-online na yung Hellcat dito on the hands of Riddler, that it is gonna be very scary for Onyx PH.
Yes, and also, dagdag ko lang doon sa about Blacklist International, no? During mid to late game pala, hindi lang si Claude and Hellcat yung magiging problem nila. Edward could also be a very big problem during the late game kasi alam naman natin ang power spike ng isang Kagura talaga namang sobrang sakit.
Yes. Yan yung signature ng mga support mages eh. Parang apat yung core mo kasi essentially kapag umabot kayo ng late game, yung mage nakakapag-farm din. Lalo pag lumagpas na ng 12-minute mark. Remember guys, yung mask natin, pag lumagpas ng 12-minute mark, doon na nagsisimula yung distribution ng resources. Yung funneling, nawawala na yan. Lahat kayo nagkakaroon na ng gold. So, eventually, yung mga mages nyo mag-i-scale din. So, this is very scary for Onyx PH kasi pagdating ng late game, may Kagura pa silang iintindihin.
Yes, right now, makikita naman natin dito sa bot lane. Ako po, tatlo. Laban sa isa, Yaku will try to run away from the blazing duet dito. With the damage. Ayan, nakakuha naman another kill coming from Blacklist International. Kuya Midnight killing spree ang isang Claude na naka-bounty. Paano nila ngayon yan mapipigilan?
Alam mo, sa totoo lang, kailangan napakaganda ng setup ng Onyx PH dito eh. You need to utilize the lore on this show, yung flicker into the kick. Unfortunately, may kasi si Aqua dito, naka-purify. So, ang only chance ng Onyx PH dito is to have the Kaja suppress the Claude with the Divine Judgment. Unfortunately, wala pa yung follow-up damage nila eh. Tapos nakakatakot pa rito kapag tumalon si Fuzakin, ma-silence lang siya ni Riddler and matalo na din siya. Then suddenly, -1 yung team fight. Then pwede lang mag-BMI palayo si Aqua.
Yes, tama. So actually, yes, yun nga, yung napakalaking problema talaga dito nila is Riddler. And right now, kulang na kulang ang damage ng Onyx PH. Kaya medyo kailangan nila ibawi to. Via objectives, pushing, ganyan, para mapapagod. Pero oh my god, nahagaw pa dito, yung objective na sinasabi ko. Imbis na nakakuha, napakalinis naman ng flame shot, doon parang Edward.
Kire-remind ko lang kayo pero taga lang si Dexter dito nakahuli ng manok. Si Kaja, flicker out para makaligtas sila from the feathered airstrike of Stars Miller with the kick! And finally, this Edward, so Onyx PH, they will find one. Pero wala nang pakialam si Edward, nakawan niya yung turtle, wala nang pakialam. Kasi re-remind ko lang kayo, ni-nerf yung damage ng flame shot and he was able to snipe the turtle away from Onyx PH. Napakagandang spike sana ron for Esmeralda. Unfortunately, nakuha nga ng Blacklist International. And this is very surprising, Baymax. Blacklist International is actually holding their ground against Onyx PH. They're going toe-to-toe with the Titan.
Tama. Medyo nahihirapan din kasi talaga yung Onyx PH ngayon. Doon nakakasabay sila. Sa rotation-wise, yes, nakakasabay sila. Pero ito yung pick-up trap, nila. Dillard dito medyo naipit dun sa wall.
Ang burst damage, diba? Walang burst damage. Buti nga, di pa sila nilabanan ni Riddler dun kasi malayo pa si Edward. So, wala sa pwesto yung Kagu to actually join the skirmish. Pero, Blacklist International, you now have a window na walang Divine Judgment yung Kaja. If you're Blacklist, you look for fights now, and yun yung ginagawa nila sa may top lane. Pero Skiller dito on the bottom lane will be taken down by the Farsa. Onyx PH will actually trade the show on the top lane, and ito yung sinasabi natin kanina, they have a window to fight Onyx PH. Pero Onyx PH, they realize that mahina yung timing nila ngayon, they're going for trades. Pinatay nila si Thamus at the bottom lane, and they will actually be able to take down the tier 2 tower here on the bottom lane.
Wow, dalawang turret and isang kill yung kapalit. But here on the mid side naman, Aqua. Ito nga ngayon yung pinangpalit ng ating Blacklist International. Dun sa second tier turret nila sa baba, kinuha nila yung third tier sa mid lane, which is much more important than the other lanes. Kasi alam naman natin yung lane na mid, yan yung pinakamabilis daanan ng minions kasi walang curvature, di ba?
Yes,
so dire-diretso lang yan. Diyan sila mape-pressure mamaya pero mukhang magkakaroon tayo ng team dito.
Medyo awit yung talon ni Raider doon medyo support so di aabutan yung carry. Pero may counter-objective naman. May counter-objective.
Will
be taken by the Claude. And nahuli! Mga kaibigan! Si Pusa dito! Blazing Duet from Aqua! Nako po! Yata! Mga kaibigan! May Venus dito. Wise and Pusa was taken down. Napakagandang setup mula kay Edward. Aqua dito, yes, napakaganda nung Blazing Duet, pero that team
Nako po.
started with amazing engagement from Edward Dilar. Susunod pa rito, Flame Shot, Kineas pa mga kaibigan.
Talaga naman, sinecure lang. Para, baka daw makatakas eh. Akin na lang kaysa matakas. Sa matakas, sabi dito ni Edward, no? Pero Onyx PH is on the verge of losing, mga kaibigan. Medyo dehado sila ngayon compared kanina na sila pa yung may hawak ng lead. Pero ngayon makikita naman natin it's 3-8 in favor of Blacklist International. Pero now magkakaroon yata tayo naging fight dito. Holy Simon coming from Esmeralda, pero Dexter will fall down doon sa likod. Killer trying to run away. Here comes the follow-up from Blacklist International. Ultimate coming from Farsa. Talaga namang mapapatakbo na lang dito yung ating Red Team.
They're gonna be fine with that. Si Dexter lang yung nahuli on the Kufra. Pero ang ganda ng ang ganda nung engagement ng Blacklist International. Alam kasi nila na wala pang flicker at that time nung pinasok na Edward yung Kaja. At the same time, yung Divine Judgment, again, siya yung initiator dito for Onyx PH eh. So, ang ginagawa ni Edward is siya yung nang zone against the Kaja. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng hilahin yung Kagura. Kasi kapag hinila ni Kagura, wala na silang panghila kay Claude. So, the opening for Blacklist International is allowed by Edward. Etong taong to talagang nagbibigay ng window for Blacklist International to find good team fights against Onyx PH. And mind you, ginamit din yung Feather Charge Strike kanina kaya hindi na sila lumaban. Pero ngayon, Onyx PH, ito na yung timing nila. Meron silang Divine Judgment, may flicker both on Kaja and the Cho. So, they need to look for engagements now.
Yes. They need to, I think, actually, kaya Midnight, no? They need to pick off dito yung Kagura natin. No? Kasi feeling ko lang kapag nawala yung Kagura, they will not have the hardship na during the team fights kasi dalawa na lang eh, yung po problemahin nila. But now, yung si killer natin with the Thamus actually now has yung ating Queen Swings, which is dagdag problema na naman para sa Team Onyx PH ngayon. Kasi once na lumiit ang buhay ng isang Thamus dito, mag-activate na yung Queen Swings na yan, sobrang kunat. No, especially with the activation ng Contrarant Inferno.
So, medyo sayang nga eh. Sana naka-vengeance si Killer dito, no? But I understand the flicker. As much as possible, he wants to catch the Esmeralda and the carry out of position. Pero, ganda talaga nagawa ng Blacklist International. Sinabi mo kanina na kailangan mahuli ng Onyx PH si Edward dito, no, on the Kagura. Unfortunately, wala kasi silang way to do that eh. Even if Esmeralda jumps with a falling star moon, ang gagawin lang ni Kagura dito is aalis siya, gagamitin niya yung payong para maka-blink out. And ang pinakamasamang scenario dito for Onyx PH is kapag kinailangan na nilang gamitin yung Divine Judgment on Edward, mind you, support lang yung pinapakay nila. Support lang yun. And yung Divine Judgment kasi naka-reserve yan for the Claude. So if you use all your spell, if you exhaust all your resources just to take down the support ng Blacklist International, even though yun yung nagiging main team fight initiator ng Blacklist, no, suddenly you're giving a free game to the Claude kasi wala nang panghuli. Yung Feathered Airstrike, ang hirap patamahan niya sa Claude, especially with 10 stacks on Art of Thievery, kaya kaya Aqua. At the same time, magbi-BMI lang siya palayo. Wala silang way talaga to hold the Claude down. So kailangan talaga nilang gamitin yung resources nila to take down Aqua. As much as possible, find isolated skirmishes. Pag sinabi kong isolated skirmishes, hanapin mo yung mga times na naghihiwa-hiwala yung Blacklist International. Pero for the past minutes, hindi natin nakikita yun eh. Actually, si Killer nga lang yung umihiwalay sa kanila eh. Kasi he understands na ang situation nila is kailangan may magamit na skill from Onyx PH. Yung ginagawa niya, umihiwalay siya. So kapag may nabuhos na skill sa kanya or kapag sa kanya napunta yung Onyx PH, may play na nagagawa yung Blacklist International.
Yes, tsaka naman talaga magpa-follow up dito yung Blacklist International. No? Pero the problem about dun nga pala, no, sa pag-pick-off nyo, kung sakaring si Killer nga lang yung nag-iisa, tandaan mo na natin actually na may pakpak na eh. Meron na siyang Queen Swings eh. Mahirap na rin siyang pick-off eh. Talaga, so kaya pala talagang napakalaki na problema ngayon dito ng Onyx PH.
Imagine, itong lineup ng Blacklist International, they will just continue to scale. And ayan, may immortality na si Dexter. I'm actually curious kung mag-immortality din si Killer after the Queen Swings. Pero Aqua now has the Endless Battle. Curious ako kung anong unang binili niyang item, Demon Hunter Sword data. Or,
yes, I think
most probably mayroon. Naka-DHS siya, then Endless Battle. Siguro, I think for me, yung item build up the Aqua dito, no, after the Endless Battle, you should go for Immortality as well, para kahit mahuli man siya ni Kaja, he has a second round. So, kapag meron kang second round against the lineup ng Onyx PH, kasi full committal to eh, full committal yung lineup ng Onyx PH dito. If you have exhausted everything, tapos buhay pa yung Claude with the Immortality, ang hirap patayin niya. There you go, meron na siyang biniling dito, no, components ng item. I'm not entirely sure kung Queen Swings or Immortality, pero sobrang yaman pala ni Aqua, no? May Endless Battle, may Golden Staff, may Demon Hunter Sword pa.
Actually, almost luck item na dito yung Claude natin kaya Midnight, no? Kung makikita mo naman, I think, possibly, Queen's Wings yung pwede niyang buuin dito. Kasi, alam naman natin, Claude, when using his ultimate, talaga namang marami siyang tinatamaan. So, he might utilize the life steal give swing when he's very low during the team fights.
Ang problem mo kasi dito is kapag na-burst yan ni Kaja at ni Esmeralda, no? Pero both of the items will do the same thing. The Queen Wing and Immortality will allow him to survive Rilder, popping the ultimate, pero wala siyang nahuling, wala siyang makikitang possible engagement dito against Onyx PH. Pero the first tower has been taken down on their base. Onyx PH, kinakabahan na sila dito. They're the number 1 team, pero Blacklist International, pinapayuko nila ang Onyx.
Yes, actually hindi natin inaasahan na ganito kaganda ngayon ang ipapakita ng Blacklist International because yung huling matchup nila last week actually is a defeat coming from yung ating Sunshine. Oh my God! Pero ultimate coming from Dexter dito, follow-up free from the Claude, double kill from Edward. Kita mo naman, Edward here dealing the damage instead of Claude. Wala pa tayong Blazing Duet yan. But 2 kills will be taken. Blazing Duet, activated dito by Aqua. Dexter still going in kahit wala na siyang buhay. Claude on the free hit dito trying to end the game. Hellgurt with last hit. The Stingers doon sa top lane. Pero Blacklist International now trying to end the game. Dito kayo Midnight. Dexter still being aggressive wise. The Phantom Steph, but is not enough to defend their homeland against Blacklist International.
Gusto ko lang sabihin yung huling push, walang minions, pero sabi ng Blacklist International, we have a game 2!
Game 2! Sinecure na.
Kita mo yung talon ni Dexter? Alam mo, sa mga lang Onyx PH kita na Leon, pero they didn't believe na kaya silang i-wipe ng Blacklist International ng ganong kabilis. Pero sabay na sabay kasi yung pasok eh. Sabay na sabay yung pasok ni Derek ni Edward. And yes, ito re-real talking kita, Bex. Kahit MVP si Aqua dito in this game, I would give this one to Edward. This Kagura allowed everything Blacklist International to be better. Para sila naglalaro dito sa langit eh. And si Edward yung nasa ilalim binubuhat ng Blacklist International. Sabi.
And actually naman, halata naman eh. Kasi most of the time that we're talking about how Edward is the one carrying the team dito. Especially siya yung nag-i-engage instead of Dexter, di ba? Most of the time,